Hello, wonderful, beautiful people, and welcome to the Let Me Be Honest podcast starring me, Soraya. What is up? What is good? I am back. You know what's happening here. I'm sorry, it's been a minute. I have to get back into the flow of things. Like, you have to give me a second. But how is everybody doing? I hope everybody is doing absolutely fantastic. As you can see, your girl is not in the same place that she was in last time we have met. I have finally moved. Woo! Y'all, when I tell y'all, like, I am so incredibly thankful. I'm so incredibly thankful for this move. I'm such at peace. I'm such at, I don't know, like, it feels really, really good to live here. Like, just coming in, it feels like home. I feel good. Like, me and my roommate get along so well. I think it's just going to be a really, really good place for the time being. And as y'all can see, like, it's cute in here, y'all. It's real cute. It feels Soraya. It feels like me. And yeah, the community is great. One of my coworkers actually is my neighbor. So me and her have been getting really close. So that has been very refreshing as well. It just feels good. I feel like I told y'all before, it feels like a fresh start. You know, I feel good. Not everything's all set up yet. We don't have a couch yet. My TV is not mounted yet. But I really don't mind. Like, I have my bed. I have, everything that I need for right now, and I'm chilling, y'all. It's real, like, I'm very thankful. Like, I really, like, a couple of days ago, I was driving to work, and I just had to thank God, because I'm like, it just feels so good to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just from my last situation, and just that whole year, just having a fresh start, and, feeling good. I love it. So I have been moving in, getting settled, getting used to the adjustment. And it's going pretty well. I went to New York last weekend or 2 weekends ago, and that was an amazing trip. I had a great time. I actually really like New York a lot. I definitely would not live there. It was a lot. But I would visit that place a lot. Like, I would visit it multiple times. There's just so much to do, like, so much, like, things to see, so many people. I love the diversity in New York. Like, there was just so many different types of people everywhere. And so I really liked that. And I rode the subway for the first time. That was strange, but also low-key exciting because, I don't know, I felt like I was living life on the edge. That was my motto, like, during that whole entire weekend. It's just, be life, live life on the edge. And I had a really good time. It really taught me how to kind of, like, let things happen and kind of, like, focus on myself and focus on my trip. Not that it wasn't my trip, but focus on my experience in New York, if that makes sense. Like, don't worry about everyone else. Worry about you and why you're here. And that's what I did, and I ended up having a great time. I ran into my cousin randomly, so that was really cool. We went to a comedy show, so that was really nice. And just, like, going to New York, doing those different things in New York, like, it made me want to experience so much more, even in Charlotte. Like, I really like comedy shows, and I definitely want to go to a lot more. So I'm going to do that. What else did we do? It was a really quick trip, but it was cool. Met some new people, had a good time, and boom, now we back back into business. And I'm not gonna lie, like, it was kind of rough, like, getting back into routine of things. Like, I'm just now getting back into routine of things, but it's just because, like, so many things had happened in such a short amount of time that I just had to kind of, like, take a second and then get back, you know? Like, literally the day after I landed back in Charleston, I was on the way back here packing and moving into the apartment. Like, it was like boom, boom, boom. But, you know, it was fun. Like I said, so yeah, I'm trying to think of what else has happened. Yeah, me and my roommate, we have gotten along very well. I'm meeting some new friends. I'm actually meeting another friend today for dinner. Well, hopefully friends. We met at church, and so hopefully everything goes smooth and I have another friend. And let's see, I saw my cousins last weekend. That was fun. And yeah, and I want to discuss this with somebody. I should have brought a guest, but it's okay. But, like, I go back and forth because part of me, like, really wants to just explore the world, live life. Like, we are young. The world is only going down. You know, I want to take this moment in my life to explore God's creation and explore what he's made. You know, like, if I'm able to travel, like, I want to travel. You know what I'm saying? I want to experience new things. I want to experience new experiences. And boom. But, like, I've definitely had different conversations with different people about, like, not slowing down, but just being careful or waiting to travel and stuff like that, because, like, I have so much to do right now. Also, pause. I am going to grad school. Woohoo! That was, that's a whole other story, but we'll talk about it in a minute. But going back, like, focusing on grad school, focusing on getting money, focusing on doing all this, and then traveling. And I see the idea of that, but also, like, I'm also like, just live, you know what I'm saying? Like, while I'm young, while I'm single, while I have no kids, while I don't have to worry about anybody but myself, like, why can't I just do it now? You know what I'm saying? And so let me know how y'all feel about that, because I'm still struggling with the idea of, like, is it wrong for me to just go out and live, like, travel? Like, there's so, like, I have a whole list of, like, places that I want to see, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm already ready to go on the next trip, you know what I'm saying? So, like, is that wrong, or should, like, I take a break and focus on my stuff and then do that later, if that makes sense? And I mean later, I mean, like, when I'm, like, settled in my career. Like, that's what these people are talking about, and I just don't see myself doing that. I feel like that's just so miserable. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, I'm not about to go out for, you know, like, months on months on months just traveling. But if there's a weekend and I want to, you know, go to Texas or Atlanta, or, you know, like, a Christmas cruise or, like, something like that, you know, just for a couple of days, just to, you know, try something new. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Like, what's wrong with that? And I get it. That costs money. And money is something that is very slim right now. But whenever money comes, I'd rather spend it on experiences, you know? And obviously bills. But I don't know. That's just something that's been in my head a little bit. And let me know what y'all think about that. And yeah, but back to grad school. So I don't remember if y'all know from last weekend. I was saying that I had, like, some special, like, things happening that I can't really talk about right now. And that was grad school. I I'm going to a specific college. And the journey to get into the specific college is kind of like wild. Not wild, but I applied to the MED program for special education. I want to be a BCBA, get my BCBA certification and work with kids with autism. And so I applied to that program. And literally I got an email saying like everything was right. Everything was like I was a fit candidate, but my GRE scores were too low. And it literally kind of broke me a little bit, but I don't know if y'all remember from last week, I let myself feel it, and then I kind of like sat back and tried to figure out what God was saying in that moment. But first off, let me rant a little bit about the GRE. That is like the most like, I would never ever take that test ever again. Like that, I have never taken a test that hard before, and I don't think it's necessary to be in a program for special education, specifically special education. So I was like really angry about that, because I'm like, y'all see my GPA, y'all see my transcript, y'all see my classes, you see my experiences, but because my score is too low, you can't admit me right now. Like that is embarrassing. Like for me, I'm like, wow. And then of course I had all these things like, I'm so dumb, I'm stupid. Like I've always been very insecure when it came to tests, when it came to math. I'm horrible at math. When it came to like using big words, like stuff like that, you know, because I'm attracted to brains. I'm attracted to people who are able to have an intellectual conversation. And so sometimes if I feel like I can't match that, I feel very dumb. Like I feel like, oh my gosh, like why can I not catch up or match your energy? And that just was like the topping on the cake. Like, wow, you know, you did not do well in the GRE, so like this is it. But they did see my potential. And so right now I'm in a program where it's like the MED and then the program right under it. And so if I get all A's and B's like during this year, then they will transfer those classes to the MED program, and then I'll be back on track. So I'm gonna still say that I got into grad school because everything is still on track. So yeah, I'm gonna still say I'm in grad school. I'm still on my path of doing this, but I really had to kind of like that email messed so many things up for me, you know, like it messed so many plans for me. Like I was like, whenever I get into grad school, like that's it, like it's go time, you know? And so it like put it on pause. It didn't put it on pause, but like I had to redirect my thinking when it came to like what I want my future to look like in this moment, or I guess my present to look like. And I don't know. I feel like I go back and forth, honestly, all the time, if whether I even made the right decision to stay in the same city that I am in, and not moving back home or anything like that. Like, was I supposed to move home? Like, would that have been easier? You know, like, will my car still have a bumper on it? Like, it's just so, my car still does not have a bumper on it. It's okay. But just stuff like that, you know, that was all going in through my head, you know, and I don't know, I feel like at the end of the day, whatever decision that you choose to make, whatever decision you feel like God is leading you, whatever decision like you end up taking, like it all matters at the end of the day, and it all will develop who you are. So whether you take the straight route, the long route, any route that you decide to take, I believe that like each season is going to develop you, and if you are destined for greatness, you will do that greatness. As long as your mind is set on those things and you are working towards those things, you will do it. God's willing. And so, I don't know. I try not to stress myself out too much about what my future looks like, because I know that God has big plans for me, and I know that whatever I do, whether I'm staying in my city, moving home, grad school, not grad school, like, I am destined for greatness and I will be successful at the end of the day. And that's just how it is, And so it's hard because I always stress about this. Like I said, like, this is real life. Like, I like seeing, struggling with comparison, struggling with finances, struggling with your job, struggling with your mind. Like, I feel like a lot of people, especially in their 20s, are trying to figure out, like, if what they're doing right now is where they're supposed to be at. You know what I'm saying? And you really have to stop comparing yourself to other people's lives. Stop comparing your timeline to other people's timeline. And I still struggle with that every single day, because I see more and more people doing things that I wish that I should have been in that timeline. Like, I'm working towards myself to get to this specific goal, and then I see people around me doing that goal with half the work that I put in, and it's very, very frustrating. But you have to understand that there is no timeline. There is no timeline. There is no specific blueprint on how you're supposed to live your life, because it's your life, and whatever's supposed to happen will happen in its time. Time waits for nobody. Time does not move faster or slower for nobody. So you just have the quicker that we accept this, the quicker that we will cut some of those stress out of our lives. And so I've been doing a lot better. Like I said, I'm just an emotional person. I'm an empath. I'm an overthinker. So I'm always thinking about everything, literally everything, comparing, like, trying to figure out, like, how I'm gonna do this, how I'm gonna do that, da 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 da. And so it's always a battle, but I just have to keep reminding myself that, like, your time is coming, your time, what you're doing, you're working on yourself. Like, look at where you're living at right now. Like, you're in school, you do have a job, you do have a great family, like, you do have good friends, you're doing okay. You're doing okay. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So you really have to, like, reel yourself back into reality. But I understand. And again, I'm going through the same thing. It's really hard just seeing. And also going back to that, like, just because you see the highlights of someone's life doesn't mean that their life is all sprinkles and giggles as well. They could be going through a completely different struggle than you are. And that's that, everybody has mountains that they have to climb over, and everyone's mountain is not the same. So yeah, that's basically what I have been kind of working on these past couple weeks. And it's been pretty cool. Like, my anxiety has been very slim to none, and it's been amazing. This bed, amazing. And when I get my TV mounted, it's gonna be nice. I am just so excited that I have a place where I can feel comfortable enough to relax and finally, like, let loose and just do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I have. Yeah, keep it short and sweet. I don't know how long this was, but yeah. So more of the story is, oh my gosh, I didn't even do, like, a grade of the week or a jewel of the week. Okay, grade of the week of this week, I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A. It wasn't a bad week at all. None of my kids canceled on me this week, so that was nice. My computer broke though. Was sucky. So I have to get a new one. And jewel of the week would be, everyone's timeline is different, so embrace your timeline. That was good. Okay, y'all. Well, I hope you have a great day. And lots of love, blessings, positive energy your way. I'll see y'all later. Bye.